can view it later. Greetings, everybody. My name is Cameron Say. I'm on faculty at A&T, North Carolina A&T State University. I teach IT there. You'll see this IBM shirt I'm wearing. I want to make it very clear at the onset that I'm not a representative of IBM. I'm not compensated by them in any way. They just give me free t-shirts and free bags and stuff. So I just happened to wear this to class today. So I taught right before I came here. Had to rush from class. So I want to make it real clear that I'm not here as a representative for IBM or representing them in any way, other than conveying kind of some information that they've shared with the public. This meeting is to discuss with you some increasing opportunities in IT apprenticeships, and we will flesh out what I mean by IT apprenticeships during the course of the conversation. We're not going to go any more than 45 or hour hard stop, because I know everybody's got other things to do. I have other things to do. I got to grade some papers. It's the end of the semester. Very glad everybody joined. This is the kind of the fat part of the evening, if you will. So I appreciate everybody's time. So what do I mean by IT apprenticeships? Let's start out with some facts. So this is 2016 data, but it's only gotten worse since 2016. In 2016, and these data come from CompTIA, the certification people. There were, during the course of the year, 600,000 open IT positions, but there were only 42,000 computer science students total. So if you double that for IS students, there's still less than 90,000 students for 600,000 positions. Bottom line, the industry is clear that it's not going to be able to meet its IT needs with only by degreed people, only from people with degrees. So in the last couple of years of the Obama administration, they developed this very novel idea. Take something that we know works, apprenticeships, which we are very familiar with in the building trades, and extend that to tech jobs, to STEM jobs, right? And use the same model, right? No college degree required, competency-based, not degree-based. Now, if you have a degree, fine, so much the better. But for the apprenticeships, no degrees are required. And that's been very clear by both IBM and BB&T, two companies that we're currently working with in the apprenticeship space. We'll talk about Cisco apprenticeships also. For right now, they're a bit of a different case in that at the moment, their apprenticeship program is based at two universities, A&T and San Jose State. And they are tied to degrees. But I've had communications with them to let them know that, they need to consider viewing the apprenticeship model the way we view the apprenticeship model, in that what you need is competency, you don't need degrees. And the issue is relatively critical, rather critical, in that I'm proud to say A&T is an exception to this, but most comp sci programs and IS programs don't prepare students for work. They just don't, right? When the students leave these programs, they may know some of the basics, they may not. But what they can't do is use those fundamental, those foundational skills in a work environment unless they've had an internship, which many students have not had internships. So in the September of 2016, A&T was awarded a 5-year, $7.5 million contract to work in this space. And I was the project lead for that project. It's called Lead IT. That's what we call it, Lead IT. And that's what I still call it. After the change in administration, and our focus was on underrepresented minorities, women, people with disabilities, and veterans. That was our target population, but not exclusively so. So we would look at any demographic, but that was our focus. We wanted to identify these people because heretofore, they have not been identified. With the change in administration, our program was summarily terminated without explanation, right? No explanation, just, and the feedback we got during our first year was that we were doing a good job. We identified 862 candidates across the nation. We developed training materials, training modules, et cetera, et cetera. Did everything the contract said we were supposed to do. But the political wind shifted, so we were out. I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to try to keep this going on my own or let it die. And I made a decision, conscious decision, that I was going to try to keep it alive as long as I can, as long as I could. Where we are today, we've had one very successful placement at BB&T in the Linux Unix space. Several of you on here were candidates for that job. I see the names. The feedback we got from A&T was that all of the candidates we submitted were hireable. They could have used any one of those people. And the person selected was selected for kind of very nuanced reasons. There wasn't that he stood out so much more from the rest. I mean, he's an outstanding individual, but all the people we identified were outstanding individuals. And I can report to you today that the program is picking up steam. BB&T has announced another opening. They're going to take it very slowly. They're going to probably try to fill 3 or 4 positions with apprenticeships. Then there could be the potential for hundreds of jobs in this space. IBM has placed 3 individuals in the apprenticeship space. I think all of 3 of those are in the mainframe area, but IBM has apprenticeships built for all across IT, software developer, networking, analytics, project management, et cetera, et cetera. And so the information I get from IBM inside is that they're looking to fill 200 apprenticeships over the next 12 months. Now, that is not IBM's official number. That's the number I'm sharing with you, inside skinny that I'm getting. But those are the kind of numbers that the industry needs. And what's true for BB&T and IBM is true for everybody that has ITR. Everybody's in exactly the same boat. There are tens of thousands of jobs out here that are going unfilled because there's just not enough qualified people to fill those jobs. So that's what we did. I had the job description for it. The next job is a Windows administrator, Windows Server administrator. And I had the job description. I couldn't find it, but I will post it to the website. So let me share with you the website, because a lot of you are first-time folks on here. Some of you are not. And so this is our website, https leaditjobs.org. That's our website. And as many of you have heard several times, these are 4 of my current students here. These are all juniors. Well, Sakani on the far right is a senior, but the other 3 are juniors. To Sakani's on the far right, your far right. To his right is Akeem Brooks. To his right is Bria Richardson. To her right is Jacinta Bale. And all of these students have multiple job offers pending. Multiple job offers. I can say to you that we are placing students now in the mainframe space. And again, these IT apprenticeships are not mainframe, exclusive mainframe. They're across all of IT. Our focus is mainframe because that's an area that people aren't looking at. But we're placing people now at large banks for $92,000 a year. Last couple of students we hired that got hired. Now those weren't apprentices. Those were new hires. But $92,000 a year coming out of undergrad, right? It's good money, very good money for mainframe developers. So, well, instead of me going on a tirade, let me pause and ask if there are any initial questions from anything I've said so far. You may already have questions. I'll give you a couple moments.
Hey, Cameron.
Hey.
When will we be able to find out when the next opportunity opens up?
Yeah, so the next opportunity is now. And what I will do is I will place, when I find the job description, I will place it on the website. And IBM has 12 apprenticeship positions that are available right now, 12, right? BB&T has 1, IBM has 12 currently. I saw them the other day. Most of those are in the mainframe space, not all of them. Not all of them. They're across the country, some in Texas, some in Maryland, a couple in Poughkeepsie. all over. But IBM has 12, and they're going to have more. So yeah, there are, in the email, there are jobs now that are being filled. They've already filled 3 apprentices at IBM, and their goal is a couple of hundred this year, over the next 12 months. Not this calendar year, but over the upcoming 12 months. Again, that's an inside figure from unidentified people in IBM that I know. So if you talk to IBM about it, they may disclaim that number, but they need people badly. So I hope that answers your question. We have opportunities right now, and I will post these on the website under the news, probably in the news section. The website, I've not touched it in several months because of other duties, but I need to go and do some maintenance. Over the summer, I will definitely get the website tweaked, and I had a Moodle portal up, but that has become a little too cumbersome for me to maintain. Google now they have this portal called Google Classroom, which maybe I need very easily. I will let you know. So here's the process as it stands. When I post an announcement on the website, and I may give that announcement a number, our internal number. I haven't done this, but just to identify because there's so many. And you send me a resume. I need you to be specific about what job you're applying for, because some people only want mainframe jobs. Some people don't want mainframe jobs. They want something else. They want Linux. They want Windows. Right now, let's talk about geographic preference for a minute. I know some of you have families and you have homes, and relocation is not an option. So that's off the table. But for you younger people who are just starting out, your opportunities grow exponentially by your geographic flexibility, right? And most of these companies pay relocation fees. BB&T, in case of the gentleman that they placed in the Linux space, they pay the relocation fee. And the way apprenticeships work is they start you out between 60 and 80% of the market rate for that job. And over a period of 1 to 2 years, you're brought up to the full salary, right? They have a period, and that's a case-by-case, company-by-company situation. So sometimes they may bring you up to 80 or 90% after 6 months, then 100% after the first year. That's kind of up to the company, but they will let you know. Now, I don't think they can go below 60% of the market rate for that job, or the going rate for that job. But that's kind of up to them, above the floor. And companies, they understand that the more they pay you coming in, the more attractive it's going to be. But on the other hand, you're very green, and it's going to take you a minute to get up to speed. So the level of expertise you have is no less than any of their other new hires, right? So it's a benefit to them and a benefit to you. You have access to a job that you wouldn't ordinarily have had access to. And they're explicit degrees. Now, I can't say the degree is not going to be an advantage for you, but a degree is not a requirement for the job, for the apprenticeship job. Now, Cisco is an exception, so those of you that are on for the first time, if you want to get on the mailing list, you just click on the sign up button here, and it'll take you to a portal or a form, and you fill out that form and you submit it, and we'll put you on the mailing list. Here are some tools that we have, and these tools are kind of out of date. Some of the links don't work, but most of them do. The YouTube channel and needs to be freshened up because I've got a lot of stuff in there that's for my class and not for the apprenticeships. So I'm going to move some stuff around. But everybody really should subscribe to the channel. There you have access to a whole lot of training materials. In the playlist section, there's a whole lot of programming stuff. The like videos, okay, so that doesn't belong in there, but it's nothing controversial. But some stuff about Linux, some stuff about VirtualBox, just some training materials. We have some formal training modules, but because we don't have any funding, I can't tell you how those are going to be deployed. So we probably will deploy those as it stands. Let's talk about skill level. So I see several of you on here I know already have degrees in IT or IS, right? I know because you were in a program that I was teaching. That's a benefit, right? So the initial, your initial resume may be good enough. I know the people that we submitted to BB&T, all of them we submitted 10 resumes. All 10 resumes were, I think it was actually 9, were up to speed. Now, everybody did not have an IT background, but they had some professional background that facilitated them or would have facilitated them being trained. This particular position, the first thing they did with the candidate was put him in a Red Hat certification program. That's what he's doing now. Drill and kill and Red Hat certification. So many of them have their own internal training program. Some of them don't. And some of the smaller companies aren't going to have those. But then we will assist in your training to the extent that the company wants us to and needs us to. Any other questions?
Okay, I have 3 questions.
Sure.
I was asking a couple of questions about the badges, IBM badges, being available to students in this program, well, participants in this program, and I'm still wondering about that.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good question. How do I pronounce your name? Jyner?
It should be Jyne, not an R.
Okay. And how do I pronounce it?
Jen.
Jen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jen, that's a great question. So here's the thing about IBM badges. IBM badges are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
They're worth their weight in gold. Okay. They're industry standard, not just IBM. They're industry recognized because IBM is using InterSkill as their training partner.
Okay.
If you are currently in a degree program, as some of you are, graduate or undergraduate, or junior college, community college, you can take that training for free. This is this is where we've got to kind of educate the companies and get them to understand what they're going to need to do. IBM is giving me some pushback on letting people, lead IT folks at large, take the training. I'm like, but they need training. I mean, you're talking out of both sides of the mouth. On the one hand, you say that they don't need a degree. On the other hand, you say that they have to be in a degree program to take the training.
Right.
And I didn't understand. I understand that they are paying for this training. I get that. But, let the people take it who want to take it. Because I can tell you, most of my students at A&T are not taking the training. Some of them are. And I see some of the ones online now are taking it. That some of them have actually completed a couple. But most of them are not. And so a lot of this training is not being utilized. And so that's a conversation that I'm going to have with IBM because I do know the people in the academic initiative who run the InterSkill, not the badging, but the InterSkill piece. I know them very well. Okay. And hopefully I can get them to let you go. All you have to do is identify yourself as a participant in Lead IT, and then you should be able to get trained because the training is really good. It's soup to nuts, soup to nuts. Now, one of my students told me that there's some COBOL training available on Udemy for like $10. So, yeah, for like $10. I think that's what she said. And there's all kinds of training out there. But you need, for mainframe, and there's this thing called Master the Mainframe Learning System, which is not the contest, but it's the same activity. And that's available now. And so my students are participating in that. But IBM, for some reason, they only want students participating in that. And I'm at a loss for why that's the case. I mean, I just don't understand it. So, Jen, I'll get back with you on that. But if you have any way to access any of IBM's badging or any other training that's valid. Now, there's some great training. One of the things that we need to know, and so a lot of you on here have good programming skills. Everything in IT starts with learning how to write code, whether you're going to be a programmer or not. I don't care that you're not going to be a programmer, but you need to know how to write code. Yeah. And so you need the basics. So there is an abundance of free training out there. Code Academy, W3 Schools, learn Python, right? Learn Python. Everybody on here should have some familiarity with Python. Learn scripting, learn PHP, right? Learn HTML. Bottom line, learn HTML. You know, build up your skill set. Be able to say, I know how to do something in IT.
Right.
Are you deeply skilled? No. You're going to be an apprentice. But you can't be cold either. You can't not know what variable assignment is, right? Or have no idea how to write a for loop, right? You've got to know these things. There's a set of videos on CCNA training, because a lot of the opportunities are going to be in the networking space at BB&T. A lot of them are. And so a couple of you on here already have your CCNAs. There is a very good series of videos that I posted for CCNA. Now, this is going to take some time. This is not just show up, sign your name, get a job. That's not what this is. IT is not for that kind of party. And you know, I see Ed on here. Ed has been for years. He's been grinding, self-study, and he has a level of proficiency now. And he's going to be placed in short order. I have no doubt within 6 months. Ed, I mean, I think you're already working right now, Ed, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Unmute your mic. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you're still looking for a career job, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
Yeah, I have no doubt within 6 months, Ed's going to be in a career job that he can keep for the next 20 or 30 years, or go somewhere else, right? But that's because he's been grinding. He's proficient. I don't think you've had a day's worth of classroom work in IT, for what I know about you. All self-study. It can be done. This is for the hungry. This is not for the comfortable. This is not a leisurely stroll through the park. But it's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. It's something that anybody with a reasonable, normal amount of intelligence. I mean, if you want a career in IT, you can have a career in IT without a degree. Without a degree. Years gone by, folks like Ed, they had a hard time cracking, because they didn't have the right credentials to get the interview. But the industry's desperation has moved that to the wayside now. They need people, particularly in the mainframe space. Some of you on here may not know anything about mainframe, but mainframe runs the global economy. You unplug, and people who've heard me say this before have heard me say it 1,000 times. You unplug Facebook, you unplug Google. People are pissed off, but the world doesn't stop. The global economy doesn't stop. Airplanes still fly. ATMs still work. You unplug all the mainframes. Life as we know it comes to an immediate halt. No ATM transfers, no cell phone, no plane tickets, no airplanes flying, no nothing. So I'm very proud to have been in this space for about 12 years. And the money my former students make, is indicative of the value of being in this space. But and to expand on your comment, Jen, any kind of industry recognized certification counts, right? Anything you can, even if it's just, I completed the W3 Schools course in Python, because people know what that is. People know what that is. And you can put in your resume, I have intermediate level proficiency in Python. Right? I can write Python code, or PHP, or HTML, whatever it is. I understand networking basics. And then some of you, just on the weight of your professional decorum, because this is the way the process works. You send me, I'm sorry, people in my class know I'm a stream of consciousness kind of guy. When you send me a resume, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if this is somebody that we can move forward to the company. And several resumes that we got from people, because we had talked with them on the phone. I saw them on they never missed a Lead IT online meeting. Saw them everywhere. They were sending me emails based solely on their professional decorum. Now, a couple of them had degrees, but they were something else, criminal justice. We moved them forward. We said, this is somebody that you want to interview because they've got a hunger for IT. And BB&T agreed with us that all of these people they could have hired, all of them. Everybody we sent them, they said they would be comfortable hiring any of them. But they they only had one job. Now they've got another opportunity in the Windows space, and I will share that with you online. So let me see. That's on that. So this is a good Linux tutorial. So you can go through the toolkit and like I say, when class is going to be over in a couple of weeks, I'm going to refresh this and make it more current. Do the whole website. But you can go through the tools yourself. Yeah, okay. And let me see if there's anything else on the website that I want to show you. No. So that's all about that.
Hello, Dr. Say.
Hey.
Hi, this is London. How are you?
Good, man.
So are there any immediate positions available?
Yes. 12 at IBM, 1 at BB&T. Immediate.
Okay.
Immediate.
I applied to, I believe, 1 or 2 positions with BB&T months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't received any feedback whatsoever from them. You know, I was working with IBM up until August of last year, and I'm still looking for employment. And I do have my master's degree. I do have experience, and it's been very unfortunate that I haven't landed any opportunities yet.
I'm very, very sorry to hear that. I can explain to you about the BB&D thing. So,
Okay.
So there were 3 jobs. Three jobs, right? Only one was identified as apprenticeship. Randy told his boss, he said, I'm going to hire an apprentice for this job. Now, we had the inside track on that, right? Because we're known and trusted. When we send them a resume, they look at it. The other jobs, good luck to you. Right?
Okay.
There's a pile of resumes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that process is, I don't know, but I know it's cumbersome. That's why they're using us, and they're going to use us increasingly more. But understand, BB&T is a bank. Banks are risk averse. So they're going to be very cautious about this process. But so far, they're very satisfied with it, and it makes tremendous financial sense for them. So, so that is the benefit for you. And tell your friends, you know, you can go out here and get on monster.com or go through their HR department. That's fine. I mean, I'm not saying don't do that.
Uh-huh.
You get what you get, right? As you see, you're still looking. And
yes.
I know you personally. I know you're very qualified. So
yes. I have banking experience. I helped design and build the American Express data center that's here in Gifford County. I helped lead the project in deploying servers as a contractor through IBM.
Right. Right. I don't doubt that, but the process is what it is, and it's a mess. And I can't tell you. See, that's why we need a program list. There are thousands of people out there. Well, let's say hundreds. Let's start realistic. There are hundreds of people out there, like you, experience and degree, right, but not working.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is industry doesn't know those people. So the only place industry encounters folks, other than the resume portal, which they may get 10,000 resumes. I don't know how many they get, but the only place that they have a measured exposure to students is at career fairs. Well, career fairs are for current students, right?
Yes.
So if you're a current student, they're not going to see you. You're invisible to them. So hopefully this process will make people like you and others on the channel tonight visible, because they know us, they trust us. We have credibility with these people.
Mm-hmm.
They know. If I tell them that they should interview somebody, I'm not going to say they're going to interview them, but they're going to consider it. They're going to consider it.
Yes.
They're going to consider it because they know I don't waste their time.
Yes.
And they know I know what IT skills look like, taste like, smell like.
Right.
Or the potential thereof. Because I know what it takes to do this stuff. And I can probably tell you within 5 or 10 minutes of meeting somebody whether or not they IT is for them. Because you have to have a certain personality to do this stuff. And not calling anybody out, but Ed has that personality. Many of you on here, Yambe has that personality, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I know this. I know they don't know you. They don't know you from Adam.
You're right.
And when they see your resume, it's impressive. How many impressive resumes do you think they see in the course of a day?
hundreds, thousands.
It's easy to go. It's easy to go. I can make stuff up. I can make to get an interview. I can make stuff up. I can tell them I got a 4.0 from MIT. I can tell them that. I can tell them.
Yeah.
They don't know. Do they know that I don't know?
Yeah.
So, you know, we are trying to make this process make sense. And
Yes.
we think we're onto something. This placement is solid. The guy in the job was solid. All the candidates were solid. BB&T, the first thing I wanted Randy knows it. I said, was any of this a waste of your time? He said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's good business. And understand, these people ain't trying to give you a break, right? Ain't nobody trying to help you and your family. They don't care about you and your family. They care about their bottom line. They care about their bottom line. But what we need to do is show them, because this is factual. For many of you on here are ready and willing and able to positively impact their bottom line. All these opportunities. And we told the young man before he took the job. We said, brother, there's a lot riding on this, because if you go in there and mess up, there ain't gonna be enough. There's not gonna be a second chance. There's not gonna be a second chance. Same thing I tell my students. You go out there and nut up, they're not coming back to A&T. They're not coming back. And so far, they're very pleased with both him and the process. So that's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Any other questions? I have a tendency to go on. I want you guys to have ample opportunity to ask any questions you may have. I'm trying to think of something that I was going to talk about that I haven't talked about yet, but nothing really comes to mind. Anybody have any comments?
I have a question.
Sure.
So I haven't sent you my resume. So how does the process work? Because I know earlier you said you normally look at the resumes to determine if this career would be something that would work for this particular individual based on their experience. So do we send the resumes when there's a job posting, or would you how can I send that to you?
Yeah, no. So this is what I will do. I will clean the news section up. Matter of fact, I may create another page and call it postings or current openings, and list the job there. And I probably will give the job a number. When you send me a resume, make sure you tie the resume to a specific job. Now you can send me multiple resumes for multiple jobs, but make sure each resume submission is tied to a particular job. Or tell me that you want to apply for. You don't have to send multiple resumes in. Just tell me the job that you want to apply for. Be specific, because then I have to make a determination based on your resume, and then there's going to be some conversation, and probably going to be a pre-interview with myself and my team. So there's several people on the team: Monty Emmer, John Thompson. Some of you don't know John Thompson. Probably Kim Harris in Durham. We get together and we give you a pre-interview and see how you handle yourself. And if you can't handle yourself with us, you sure can handle yourself with the company. But based on that, we'll make a determination on whose resumes need to be sent to the company. Because one thing that's not going to happen, we're not going to send a resume to a company that we're not comfortable with. And anybody that tries to circumvent this process, that's your prerogative, but that's fine. But we're going to say immediately, no, they have not gone through our process. We cannot vet them. Now, if you want to interview them based on what you see, that's fine. But I would recommend to you go through us. And right now I'm not getting anything out of this. Now we hope to build a business model off it. We should be able to build a business model. But right now I'm not getting a dollar. I'm doing those all on my own nickel. But that's the process. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. And where are you located?
I'm in Houston, Texas right now.
Okay. Yeah, we have IBM has some stuff in Houston. How far is Dallas from you guys? I've been to both Dallas and Houston, but I forget how far they are apart.
Yeah, Dallas is about 3 hours north.
Okay.
But I'm open to move. It's just me. I don't have any kids, so I'm open to move.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. And I want to be real clear that this is a great opportunity for people that are in job transition. If you're 30-something or 40-something, it doesn't matter. They like the maturity. I play students, 40 plus students all the time in their first IT job, all the time. They love that maturity. If you're military, so much better. So much better. They love veterans. Everybody loves veterans. I love veterans. But my recommendation would be to you is to follow the process, right? Going to be slow. I mean, this is not microwave, right? We're not going to be able to microwave this, but it's going to pick up. And at some point in time, there's going to be a tipping point, and the floodgates are going to be open. I know BB&T, after 4 or 5 placements, they're going to be very comfortable with this process. They're on the second one now. They're on the second placement, and after the Windows placement, probably the next one is going to be the networking placement. They have, I think, 12 to 15 networking jobs. But IBM has 12 apprenticeships available, and I think a lot of those are in Texas. I think I saw some of them in Houston. I think I did. I'll get with you, and I will post those. I will post everything that we have as soon as I can. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be Friday. No later than the weekend. I'll post every opening that we have. Now, our process with BB&T is formalized, right? Process with IBM is not. It's kind of open-ended. They have told me that they are open to us sending in resumes, but we have not worked out any of the details about how that works. But if they're smart, and sometimes IBM's a smart company, well, this is being recorded, so I better watch what I'm saying. But if they're smart, they will follow a process very similar to that of BB&T because it works. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. How flexible are the companies as far as the apprenticeship jobs? Do they want you to work 40 hours per week, or are they flexible in allowing you to work a certain amount of hours per week, along with helping you to get certified in some type of area?
Well, my understanding is that these are 40-hour-a-week full-time jobs. However, like right now, the candidate that's at BB&T, his full-time job is being trained. That's his full-time job.
Okay.
So it's 40 hours a week, but that's going to vary from one company to another. All I can tell you is what BB&T is doing with this gentleman. He's being trained. That's what he does all day long. Now, they may have some stuff. They may gradually have some stuff they have him doing that's not training. But right now, his job is completing the Red Hat certification. And I think they're going to do the same thing with the networking people for CCNA. But they are full-time jobs with benefits. You just don't make full salary.
So you're saying the companies will pay for you to become certified in a certain area?
I can't make a sweeping generalization. All I can tell you that's what BB&T is doing, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's case by case.
Okay.
Case by case.
Thank you.
Most of them, the bigger companies like the Bank of America, and we don't have an apprenticeship program in Bank of America, but we hope to have one with Wells Fargo. They have a extensive training program, right? But now the smaller companies that we will be working with, they may not. So maybe something that you go to work, you have duties for 4 hours a day, and you go somewhere to be trained for. But this full-time job this gentleman's full-time job is training.
Hey, Cameron, with the next position for BB&T, will we have to resubmit a resume?
Yes. Because the reason I want to follow that process is because I don't want it to just be, you telling me you want to apply for the job, because I have your resume already. I want you to actually officially send me your resume for that job.
What would you label this job as?
I will label it as Windows Server Administration. I've seen the job description and I can't find it for some reason. Windows Server Administration. That's what this job is. And the next ones are going to be, unless they have multiple of these, the next jobs are going to be network administration.
Good job.
I can't find my mute all button for some reason. Bear with me a minute, y'all, while I try to find my mute all button. Yeah. So you're gonna have to unmute your mic manually. I found the mute all button. Let me see what else. I can't really think of anything else, but
Dr. Say, I have something.
yes, sir.
Okay, so this was very interesting. There were 3 companies from Charlotte that came up here to Greensboro to have a social event. And I wish I would have had more time, or they would have provided enough time to share that information. But they're definitely interested in me sharing, what can be done to better that type of event. They were recruiters, talent acquisition specialists from Avid Exchange, Red Ventures, and there was one other company, Lending Tree, but I don't think the representative from Lending Tree showed up. They had hors d'oeuvres, drinks, and it was more like a social networking, not only to talk about jobs, but to get to know them. And so it was a great experience. Not too many people showed up because there was a lot of food still left, and they wish there were more people that would have came out. And
Yeah.
I'd be glad to reach out to them and connect you with them as well.
Yeah, send them my email and tell them that, because companies think, go ahead, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's all, I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah, companies, they have, like, Cisco will tell the career services department at A&T that they want to have an event, such a thing. And the career services will send out one email, like, 2 days before the event. And then Cisco's surprised when nobody shows up. There's a method to getting people to come out to events. So yeah, I'd be glad to talk with these people. Be glad to talk. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Dr. Say, so in order to get the notifications of the new jobs, I need to go online and hit the sign up button for the mailing list, or I haven't been able to be on every conference call because I was moving to Texas over the past couple months. So sorry, it's redundant, but just want to make sure I'm open to all the opportunities that come.
Yeah, no. I'm going to keep them give me a couple of days, but I'm going to keep them on the website. So
Okay.
I don't want to have to email, because we all get enough emails, right? We all get enough emails. So if there's something that I really need to email you guys about, I will. Yeah, definitely sign up to get on the mailing list, but understand I'm going to use that mailing list judiciously, because I know I get too many emails, and I'm not just going to send you random emails, but they will be up on the website, leaditjobs.org, and that's here. And I'm going to create a special page just for the current openings, right? And I had a hard time finding. Somebody tell me specifically where they are, so you're probably not going to be able to find them. Not that you couldn't, but it's just, and not that I have a problem with it. I have no problem with anyone, going on their own and contact and send a resume direct to the company. I can't. We're adults, but I think you're going to get the same result that London got, right? That you're part of the great unwashed, and there probably is not going to be anything in your resume that they hadn't seen before. Whereas when they get a resume from us, they know the person has been carefully vetted. They've been carefully vetted, and it's not a waste of their time to talk to them. Matter of fact, it's in their interest to talk to them. So that's my spiel on that. Now, you can either believe that or not. That's up to you. But that'd be my recommendation. I can't think of anything else that I know we're at 8:45 now. I want to make sure I give everybody a chance to ask any question they may have. I know there's going to be something I wish I had said after I sign off, but I want to talk about BB&T. Oh, let me talk a little bit more about Cisco. So we do have an apprenticeship program with Cisco. The problem is, I think it started 2 years ago at A&T. It's tied to our program. So these people they become apprentices their junior year, and they become Cisco employees their junior and senior year and finish class. I don't think the last time I checked, they weren't getting the numbers that they needed, right? Because they're not going to see somebody like, for example, I hate to keep picking on Ed, but he's somebody I know. They're not going to get somebody like Ed. I mean, we don't have an Ed in our program. He's probably got more technical proficiency than anybody in our undergraduate program, right? With the exception of a couple of people that had some high-end internships. So they're not going to see him. And I'm, because I know him, I'm sure he's not the only one on this call that has that level of skills. I mean, London has done this. London Livingston has done this. So he's been out there, he's degreed and he's experienced. They're not going to see these people, right? Cisco's not going to see these people. So I want them to be open to letting us submit candidates to them for their review. If you look at them and you look at the resume and you think it's a waste of time, fine. Or you interview them and you think it's a waste of time, fine. But I know it's not going to be a waste of your time. I know it's somebody that you want to talk to, whether you hire them or not. It's somebody that you would be interested in knowing they're out there. And that's what the value proposition that we've got to make to the companies. We've convinced BB&T of that. We've almost convinced IBM that. I don't know if I told you earlier on the discussion, the model that IBM is using is the lead IT model. That's the model that we developed in the first year of our contract. With IBM as a subcontractor. The people that developed the model were my subcontractors, right? So they should definitely be amenable to having people part of the process that they as a company created. I would hope so anyway. But we'll see. I mean, this world doesn't work on logic. The universe runs on logic, but the world doesn't, because the world's got this horrible flaw called human beings. So, yeah. But I don't want to belabor any of these points. I always value everybody's time. I'm going to give another like 15 seconds for people to ask final questions. This will be recorded, so you can share it with I'll send you the link to it. The link is going to be on the website, and it'll be on the YouTube page. Go to the Lead IT YouTube channel, and if you haven't subscribed to it, please subscribe to it. It's should be on your screen now, right? This video will be there, along with the other videos. Earlier videos are there. So that's where, until we build an education portal, this is where we're going to put at least video content. And with that, I want to thank you guys. Probably won't have a call for another couple of weeks, because I don't like to have the calls too frequently. Of course, if I have something that I need to say, I got somebody chatting with me. Let me see. Yeah, you're very welcome, Adria. If I have something that, some pressing news, like IBM's got 20 job openings or something, I certainly will have a call next week. But look for a call probably next 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a while since we had one, but there just wasn't anything to update you guys on. I want everybody to be safe. And again, thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much. And with that, I'll sign off.
Oh, I have a question real quick.
Okay.
So the next session, will you let us know via email, or should we check the website?
Well, it'll be on both, but I will definitely send out via the email list. I always send out an announcement via email.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
It'll be on the website too.
Okay, thanks.
Everybody be safe until we gather again. And thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you as well.